Hello. In this video, I will show you how to model a boat in Rhino 3D using lines and the table of offsets. The lines refer to the lines in the image above that make up the hull. The table of offsets charts the points where the lines intersect. This is the way boats were designed before computer-aided drafting programs were around. We start with the side profile of the hull, or the shear line plan. This portion of the plans contain the base line, the keel, the shear line, the chine line, and buttock lines. There are also station lines that run perpendicular to the base line. The half berth plan, or the top view, shows half of the width, or berth of the hull. This plan includes the same lines as the shear plan, the keel, the shear, the chine, and buttocks. The half berth does not use the base line but instead, it uses the hull center. To create the table of offsets, we need to measure the height above the base line at each station, to the keel, chine and shear lines. For the half berths, we need to measure from the center line to the chine and shear lines at each station. The points where these lines intersect are recorded in a chart like the one above. When reading the table of offsets, if we find the station bow, and come down to the chine, we see 11-4-1. This is read as 11 feet 4 1/8 inches. At this point, if creating the table of offsets, we still need to get the measurements for the buttock lines. The buttock lines can be seen here in the body plan. Buttock lines are measured up from the base line to the bottom of the hull. These lines give the curvature to the bottom of the hull. The body plan also shows the half berth cross-section of the hull at each station. In order to start modeling our boat in Rhino 3D, we should start by drawing the baseline and station lines. This is not required but will help if we lose our place. We can start by renaming layer 1 to station lines and label each station. We also need to know how far apart each station is from each other. This is shown in the shear plan for this boat. However, they may be located elsewhere in different plans. Now that we have our baseline and station lines, we can start to plot the shear line. The shear line only has 2 points in the plan, at the bow and at the transom. We need to get the points at each station. To make things a little easier, I find that using Excel, and entering the table of offsets in inches, helps speed up the process. Since we need 3 points to draw out the shear and the chine lines, X, Y, and Z, we can condense the information we need to plot the lines. First, I will show the table as it is in the plans. The next step is to draw the shear line. I use the 2 points in the table of offsets to plot the shear line. After, I measure to the shear line from the base line. measurements into the table of offsets. It will now look like this. To plot the new shear line, we will enter the X, Y, and Z, station length, height, berth, for the shear. With Excel, we can make a table with just the shear line like this and plot it into Rhino 3D. We can connect the points with a polyline, and smooth out the line. Chine lines. Repeat the same process for the chine lines. Below is the chine line chart. We can plot the keel is straight, so we only need the length at the station and the height above the baseline.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side. La 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 la.
Now that we have all of the hull lines, we can add points for buttocks 1 and 2. Here I am just moving buttock 1 over 24 inches and buttock 2 over 48 inches. I connect all the points for the keel, buttock 1, buttocks 2, and the chine at each station. and redrew it before connecting the points. The hull is really taking shape here. At this point, I can connect the chine to the keel. for watching. Stay tuned for part 2, drawing the ribs.